the Riddle Master and the Conundrum Castle. The gameplay, it is mainly puzzle through riddles. The game format, it's for the Nintendo DS. The age range is from 11 plus. Price range starting from about $19.99. The game setting, it is set in the Conundrum Castle. The game concept, it's answering progressively harder riddles to gain riddle coins, then progressing to the top level of the castle to defeat the Riddle Master in answering the ultimate riddle. Receive a code that can be exchanged on the game website for a prize, and the prize consists of joining the Riddle Club. Your main game characters, you have Dr. Tarquin Brain and Mrs. Camilla Brain. Then you have Professor Richard Brain. You have Professor Richard Brain's apprentice and son Will. And then you have Edward Brain, aka the Riddle Master. So Dr. Tarquin Brain and Mrs. Camilla Brain, Tarquin is a renowned professor in literature and art, and Mrs. Brain runs a family bookshop. They're both highly educated, and Dr. Tarquin Brain is the main dispatcher in game. Professor Brain, he's a professor in psychology. He's married to his childhood sweetheart Claire and have a son Will. He's a member of Mensa with an IQ of 154. Then Professor Brain's son and his apprentice William, he's the helper in it. Like his father and grandfather, he is highly educated and skilled in solving riddles. Then you have Edward, he becomes the Riddle Master. Like his father and brother, is accomplished riddle solver. He becomes jealous of his brother and tries to kill him, so is disowned by his family. Then he moves away and builds himself the Conundrum Castle and to create havoc with his riddles. The background of the game. Dr. Tarquin Brain and Mrs. Brain have two sons, Richard and Edward. Both brothers take after their father and both are accomplished riddle solvers. Throughout their childhood, Edward is the favourite son, but at university, Richard becomes the favourite and Edward becomes jealous of his brother. Richard becomes a famous professor, while Edward becomes so jealous he tries to kill Richard and so is disowned by his family. Professor Richard marries his childhood sweetheart Claire and has their son Will. Then Edward becomes the evil Riddle Master and moves away to build himself the Conundrum Castle. On Dr. Brain's deathbed, Professor Richard wants to bring the family back together, and the only way to do this is to defeat his evil brother by answering the ultimate riddle. The Conundrum Castle then. It is situated on the Riddle Islands. It's a small group of islands lying off the southwest end of Chavez Island, off the west coast of Grahamland, 65 degrees south and 64 degrees west. There is 7 main levels, and final level 8 allows players the chance to pit their wits against the Riddle Master to defeat him and gain the ultimate prize. Each level is played in a different part of the castle. Each level has different rooms with different riddles in each room, as well as the chance to play mini games against random characters you meet along the way. So in level 1 you have the entrance hall, and then level 2 you have the storage, level 3 is the kitchen, and level 4 is the dining hall, 5 is the dungeon, 6 is the stairway, 7 is the tower, and then final level 8 is the Riddle Master. And that's a bird's eye view of what the levels look like in each part of the castle. So the riddle example is how did the tractor get here? So you arrive on the island, which is situated in the middle of a large lake. The lake is in a remote part of the country and has never been a bridge connecting to the mainland. The tractor was not transported to the island by boat or by air, nor was it built on the island. Explain how it got here. Does anybody know?
I think I know. Any ideas? Ice?
No.
Ice?
Yeah, it was driven over when it was frozen. So the gameplay, each level is played in a different part of the castle. When you enter the room, you're greeted with coloured stars. So there is 7 green stars, which are easy riddles, which are worth 1 riddle coin each. You have 5 yellow stars, which are medium riddles, which are worth 3 riddle coins. You have 3 red stars, which are hard riddles and are worth 5 riddle coins each. And then 1 black star, which are very hard riddles, and they're worth 10 stars, or 10 riddle coins. And that's an example of how the room would look with all the stars situated in it. The prize, after completing the game, the amount of riddle coins you have earned will give you an individual prize code that, when exchanged on the game website, will allow you to join the riddle club. Depending on the number of riddle coins, the better the prize code. The prize code allows access to the riddle club, where your level of intelligence gives you the riddle rank. So as a member of the riddle club, you will receive a daily downloadable riddle. You'll also be invited to the Riddle Castle twice a year, where you'll meet the Riddle Master and Professor Brain, get the chance to compete against them as well as other gamers, and the chance to play new games and receive discount codes for other games. The riddle rank, the number of riddle coins will determine your riddle rank. So you have the Riddle Novice, the Riddle Beginner, the Riddler Advanced, the Riddler Proficient, and the Riddler Expert. The unique selling point: it can be enjoyed by gamers and non-gamers alike. It's completely riddle based, and there's an interactive prize at the end of it, and it's easy to add more games to the series. That's it.
Very well done.